Hello everyone, my name is Michael Yates and this is my concept map assignment for ETEC 512. So what I'm going to do is look at the aspects of the course that most resonated with me as an educator and human being, and those were the psychological approaches to instruction and learning. The first one I'll talk about is the behavioral approaches, and I actually really did get something out of this because it cemented my ideas of external motivation. So how do we either reinforce a behavior or punish a behavior and hopefully stop it? So these are basically done through rules and procedures, contracts, reward systems, and the most important thing is consistency. So these are actually very good behavioral management techniques that we can still use in the classroom. So on more of the instructional side would be the cognitive approaches. So the social cognitive theory, I got mostly out of this through motivation and getting students to set goals and that motivate them to do better. And also vicarious learning. This was actually something quite important. The teacher as a model, teacher as a scaffold to actually teach content. And the final one is the cognitive information processing. And what I really enjoyed about this one was how we get students to organize their thoughts so it goes from their working memory into long-term memory. So we could use graphic organizers, just a way to compartmentalize it so it actually is easier to remember. Here are, again, modeling, scaffolding, the use of exemplars, the K in the KWL, and graphic organizers. The last one is constructivist. So this is social constructivist. This is the zone of proximal development. So how I, as a teacher, can make my students learn more from what they currently know. And again, this is a lot to do with scaffolding, and it also has a lot to do with cognitive development as well. And then we got build knowledge together, which is group work. So applications are think, pair, share, asking questions. So I think as teachers, we tend to we ask the questions and the students give us the answers. But I think when they construct knowledge, they actually have to ask the questions themselves and then go about looking for the answers. Group work, making sure they're actually doing work in the group, and to always encourage discussion. So if you encourage discussion, what you're doing is creating an environment where they feel they can discuss with you. So as a personal learning theory, I'm just going to take the three pieces that I've talked about, so the behavioral, the cognitive, the constructivist, and then add the most important thing, well, not the most important thing, but the instructional design, the pedagogical techniques we're using to actually put all these things together into our personal learning theory. So I have aspects of the behavioral. So I create my classroom contracts. I try to limit external motivation, but it is something that may work with students that are not intrinsically motivated. So I add the cognitive approach. I make them set their goals. I make them do all this. They produce their own goals to get their own rewards. So that's intrinsic motivation. Then you add the constructivism, asking questions, constructing their own knowledge in groups, and we put it all together, and that is the end.